Okay, now these video lessons are going to help you and show you how to start reading and doing the tutorials that are built into an Inventor software. Autodesk is really good. What they've done is they've created a lot of online tutorials to teach you and help you learn the software, and it can be found online on their website, wiki.help.autodesk.com. And if you click on that, and I'm just going to go to the home because that's that wiki website right there. See, wiki.help.autodesk.com/ENU, and here's the different software that they have in it. Now, the only issue and the problem that students have with this is that they have to learn how to read the way that it's written. And a lot of these tutorials are written by software engineers, people that really know the Autodesk, not necessarily by the educators that are used to dealing with students who are just learning it. So it's not necessarily written into what I would call a student-friendly language. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you a little help here, and I'm going to go through and help support you with these videos to get you to that point where you can start reading it. All right, and I'm going to go to the learning resources. And there's quite a few different things that you can go through that you can just look through. Now, see, there's a lot here, and we're not even going to go through all of these. What we're going to do is we're just going to do a couple of them. Now, one I wanted to show you, like under mechanical design with students, there's a lot of really cool things like how to create spheres and gears. And when I go through it, it's always going to start off with about this tutorial. It's usually going to have like instructional and data set files that you can download so that you can learn and go through. And as you click next, you learn to read through it. The thing that you're going to be looking for as you're reading is that you're looking for, usually your bold is like your reference to the files that we're looking for. They have some pictures, so sometimes we're looking for those pictures and images. And you really have to read through the instructions. And that's where a lot of students struggle a little bit at times. They're wanting to skim through it. They're not taking the time to stop and read. And that's where you're going to run into your problems. So let's just go back to, here's our 2013. And we're going to do the first one. Turtles. And remember, you'll have a link embedded. So when you go to my website, when it hasn't crashed, that is, and it'll have a link to it. There we go. So you'll be able to click on the link that takes you straight to it. So for an example, there'll be the link here that you click on to do this one, all right? So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do the assemblies. So we're doing the assemblies. Now, again, it starts off with your about, and it tells you what you're going to be doing, your objectives, etc. So you need to know how to navigate, you need how to sketch, you need how to extrude, you need how to do all those things. You know how to do this. Right here are your data set files. What you want to do is you want to download these and save it. And it's going to be a zip file. And it's going to be a large zip file. This is why it's a zip file. So I'm going to do a save. And yes, I'm going to save it into my computer, my drive, my Inventor folder, and I'm going to save. And just to show you, yes, I've replaced it. Now, I'm going to warn you, it can take as much as 10 minutes to download these dataset files. Once it started downloading, you'll notice that it'll tell you your percentage, and it'll either say it right here or it'll have it down here, and you just have to have a little patience and let it download. All right, so it's downloaded and it's in there, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out because I don't need it. Now I'm going to go open up my computer. I'm going to go to Inventor, that folder I have. And here is that zip file. So I'm going to double click on it, and it'll open up with whatever the unzip package is on your computer. Mine's tutorials files, and I'm looking for the cylinder and clamp, and I want to extract it. And I'm going to extract it in here to my computer, U drive, Inventor, cylinder clamp, tell it to extract. And it has. So if I go here, cylinder clamp, I now have my tutorial files, and there's cylinder clamp, and then so forth. And that's a little much. I really don't want to go digging through it all the way to go get that. So what I can do is I'm going to see if I can right-click cut, and then right-click paste. And this is that folder is opened by another program, so cancel. I'm going to right-click rename. I'm going to call it cylinder clamp 2. Then I'm going to take that and go here and paste, because that way I know it's a folder that has what I want. Because if it won't let me delete this one for some reason, which is not letting me. It's going to say error message. I at least know that I'm working in this folder here. Before I go any farther, though, when I can right-click Properties and see it's read-only, applies only to the first folder, I want to say Apply. And I want to apply changes to this folder and all the subfolders. So I no longer want these. If I click on them and I do a right-click Properties, I no longer want them to be a read-only. Okay, so I want them to be something that I can work off of. I don't want it to be read-only, so it's no longer read-only, so this is good. All right. Boy, browsers are just crashing like crazy today. All right, so we have downloaded everything and we've put it into that folder. So we have that cylinder clamp 2 folder we're going to use. And then I'm just going to continue to follow these instructions. So again, set your active project file to the tutorial files. We're looking for the cylinder clamp file, cylinder base, so forth. So we're going to be looking specifically for in there. I'm going to move this over to the right-hand side now because I'm working here. I'm going to do a new metric standard part. I'm going to go place a component. I'm going to go to my master drive. And then I'm going to go to that cylinder clamp 2. And we are looking specifically for this cylinder base IPT. Cylinder base IPT. And I'm going to place it once. I'm going to right click OK because I don't want to place 2 of them. And I actually want to spin this around a little bit more. I want to be looking at, oh, come here, you. I want to see something more like this. And I want that to become home. So now I'm going to right click on this and set current view, fixed to view is home. And so I set this as home. So no matter how I spin it around, if I click on home, this now becomes home. All right. Now the next thing is you may find is sometimes when you open up things, you can't see these XYZ planes. So there's not one in. So I'm going to collapse. And so here's my work plane, right? So if I've right-clicked and turned the visibility off, it's turned off and I can't see it. And I'm freaking out because I can't find the work plane that I need to work off of. Sometimes you just simply dig through your little tree over here, so go through your browser and look for them. So work plane 1 is here. So if I go right-click, visibility, it turns it on. I could right-click visibility and turn this one on if I wanted to see the multiple work planes, but I don't need to. That's how you get your work planes to come back on, just in case you've lost it. So now what we want to do, we're going to do a save as. And we're going to make sure it's going into that inventor folder, and we're going to go into that cylinder clamp 2. And this one is going to be saved as a CYL_clamp. Okay. And yes to all, and tell it OK. OK. Good.